Alright guys, so we're back for the second part of the review, and I just want to show you that there's a lot of, they put in a lot into this in the presentation of the game here. I like how they have like all these fake movie ads and stuff. They try to make, I love how they try to make this as realistic as possible, and this looks great for a 2016 game. So don't let my 75-inch Samsung TV fool you of how beautiful this game is, but it is beautiful. I like the second game a lot too right now. Since I'm playing it with my friends, I've been to Washington DC a couple of times. I'm actually one of my best friends. I'm playing Division 2 now. We went on a middle school trip to DC with our school, so it's a bittersweet funny thing, isn't it? But yeah, this in this game, it takes relatively in the winter of I don't know what year it is exactly, because the pandemic there started like around 2015, 2016. So you're in this grueling winter. What I like about this game too is at certain times you get a snowstorm just blowing away, and oh yeah, here's Madison Square Garden right here, my old stomping grounds. Over here, ironically, where it says Kerming Coffee, what do we call it? It's like a spoof of Starbucks coffee. It's really funny because over here, this would be some other store. Over there would have been Outback Steakhouse, and over here would be my infamous Midtown Comics store. Since if this place is let's see, yeah, if this place is supposed to be Penn Station, and then yeah, and the entrance for the, let's see, what was it called? Entrance of the Madison Square Garden. Oh, there you go. Get that. Look at my flamethrower going to work. Look at that. What's good about using a flamethrower as well, you could run away and you could bait them into chasing you. Depending what type of playstyle you want, or you could just use it as a distraction and start running and gunning like that. And also you could fire blind as well. See, look, we got two more tangos there. I want to show you what I could do with this proximity mine. Oh. Look at that. Put the hurt on it. So even though it did a certain amount of damage, it didn't kill him. But we all know in real life that would have killed him. And as you can see right now on my the right side of the bar, since I have the skill cooldown gauge, perks in the build, you can see that with the mods that I use, my skill meter was able to replenish that as fast as I can. Also, I can over here use my survivor link, so I'm able to deal with more damage, sustain more damage, better gun handling. Also, what really helps too with the AI in the game, the AI you help here with the JTF, they also help with DPSing and just killing the enemies on your side. I do feel in this game the enemies here are more ruthless and unforgiving. Just like math, when you do something wrong with math, is you're just gonna pay for it. Um, but yeah, I mean it is what it is with that. And then you can see right now, my skill is going through is about to run out the survivor link skill. Same thing here. I could show you with my support station. Support station has a huge radius with my perks, my talents. What I suggest you do too is if you're using the support station and you have incoming fire, don't put it somewhere like there where it could get exposed and shot. You always want to you always want to be somewhere where you have a lot of cover, a lot more cover than this. So I would say something like this is well, a lot bigger. So I would say something like a corner, like over here, which is relatively more. So I would say put the support station right here in this corner, and then be right here. Because one, if you see, since you saw the perk and everything that I have leveled up with my station, it could be here in the corner. It's in the blind spot. If I have only enemies coming from the opposite side of where I'm at, then I'm able to have cover. If I'm getting shot at by 3 to 4 people, it's healing me. Or if I'm using the right camera angles, I'm just going to pick them off one by one. And also, since I have my optical sights, you can press down on R3 and then use your sights. And you have different sights for different weapons. So that was an ACOG, and this is like an actual sniper scope for my light machine gun. As you can see. And this is with my reload perk. So you can imagine how much, without a reload perk, how much of a pain that would be. And then I have I think I have a reload perk for the assault rifle as well. And yeah, I just love how you also have the change in time of day. So it could be, morning, afternoon, it could be nighttime. And also a lot of the echoes and lore that you get in the game as well. There's, a lot of collectibles, cell phones. When you pick up cell phones, you hear messages of characters, NPCs that you might know in the game, or characters that you might have heard of, and you hear their perspective of how they're dealing with, the outbreak of the virus, and the actions and consequences that they're dealing with. Like I said, over here you can go if there's anywhere you can access a room. A hostage key required. Is there a hostage here? Yeah, I don't think it's required here anymore because I already finished all the side missions. So that's what it looks like when a side mission is over, and then you can't use it. But it doesn't matter anyway because I already took all the loot from there. So every time when you do side missions like that, where you're rescuing hostages, they leave the room, and then you could oh, here we go. You can also take loot for yourself, weapons, and there's also different types of loot as well. So as you can see here, or if you go to different stores, there's weapon parts. There's fabrics as well. Fabrics is used for clothing, or to like stuff like to make backpacks, different types of backpacks, or equipment for like your knee pads. You got tools here. Tools are also essential things that you pick up from stores because you want to modify gear. Over here, you have a site over here where you have chests that give you standard gear or specialized gear. Usually the specialized gear is something that you want to go for. Yes, I have a checkpoint where, let's see, world tier available. I don't know what this checkpoint is for. Oh, this is for the dark zone. Never mind. I was like, what is that for? The electrical parts, very important here for the electrical parts. So you can upgrade your weapons and other equipment that you might have. So here's the fabrics that I told you about. But yeah, besides that, like a lot of the visuals here are very stunning for a New York. Yeah, let's see, Bryant Park. Unfortunately, you're unable to go to Central Park. The map only you're only allowed to be in the area where you're like literally right below Central Park, all the way down to the almost yeah, you're gonna be down to like basically like the near Alphabet, not near Alphabet City, but yeah, it's by Union Square, and also yeah, you're by Alphabet City. So any word that says like Avenue A, B, or C, is considered Alphabet City. Okay, so that's why we call it Alphabet City. But yeah, over here you got Chelsea, where I used to live at back in the day, and then unfortunately can't really go up to East Harlem. It's all the way up there. But yeah, and then they did a good job with what they can with the parks that are relatable. And then Madison Park, Union Square, and then see, as you can see over here, you got the Empire State Building here in the dark zone. Let's see. All these different buildings here in the dark zone. I don't think they have the new Vanderbilt building here yet because it's been a while. Also, believe it or not, whether you guys knew or not, after the release of the game, they wanted to make a Division movie starring Jake Gyllenhaal, Mr. Donnie Darko himself. But since with the sensitivity of everything that was going on with COVID at the time, with the pandemic, everyone, of course, it's one of those things where like, hey, this is definitely way too soon, or it was just the irony of it all. But they are trying to still see if they could plan a movie going forward. I feel like it's better for them to go forward with the movie. Maybe in like a few more odd years. Apparently, they are teasing a release with the anniversary edition. Well, since we have this anniversary event. Apparently, Ubisoft. There's word that there's a Division 3 in development, and they basically said like, "Hey, stay tuned to that to see what happens." Let's see what else we got here. Yeah, in Division 2, what I can tell you is they have these gates that have locks that you could shoot and then you could cross. You could jump over or open. With some of these, yeah, the wildlife here is pretty nice. They don't bother you at all. It's nice to see the dogs. It would have been really cool to have an ability to have like an NPC dog with you, and then like a canine unit would be cool to take down the enemies. I really love that game, Dead to Rights, where the main character was a martial artist, and he was like I think it was like a third-person shooter too. It was like John Wick before John Wick, and then yeah, he had his dog or his wolf dog, his husky, taking down what do we call it, taking down enemies. See, look at that! Look how quick that was. Took him down with the flamethrower, and I got to disable this right now. And let's go down the subway. Where's subway is this? Green Square. Oh yeah, 6 and the 30s, yeah. Let's see. West Side. Starting to go to the west side on the 30th Street. not that far from Baruch College. It's like somewhere around 35 and 3rd Avenue. In New York, you got to do a lot of walking. One thing I definitely miss is walking in that city a lot. Every time when people ask me why I walk so much, it's like, from New York, man. That's all we do. Walk, party, run. We only use a car if we really need to. I mean, we have the subway system and the buses. Plus, the city's always oversaturated with tourism. Not as much as LA. But at least you can still find... I don't know how we're still able to drive around. Especially with people commuting from New Jersey to New York to New Jersey. So here, even in the subways, there are side missions. There's hidden loot, like collectibles, like I told you, collecting the cell phones or intel or incident reports. All that stuff is all relatable to lore. Sometimes if you're here alone, you have enemies spawning randomly. So, just be aware, especially if you hear gunshots. Sometimes they're at a reliable distance and they might be picking you off. Or, what we got here? Do we have a higher level? No, we still got... what I do too is especially when you have lower level weapons, I always dismantle them. Well, first, what you want to do too is if you have a higher level weapon, you want to go to the mods. You always want to press down on the right analog so you can strip the mods off the weapon so you don't accidentally delete what you have. And then, actually, you know what? I need to go buy something for this weapon. And since we're doing that, let's go to Camp Clinton. So I can show you some stuff. So Camp Clinton is a place where you can only unlock once you're level 30, and you have to do the side mission to unlock it. And once you get to Camp Clinton, you're able to go into Pier North and Pier South, basically the southern part of the Riverside area of the city, where it's basically unmarked from the map. And since it's unmarked from the map, it's really difficult to find the rest of the collectibles, since I 100%ed finding all the lore stuff in the game. Because if you just get the basic lore, that's the intel that's on the regular map, you'll get
entering a safe area.
You'll get about just like 313 out of like 331 or something like that. Let's see things over here. Evidence. Now, so yeah, so look, so I got 331 collectibles altogether. So yeah, I was shy like about like 20 something phone recordings, and luckily I was able to find them on the Pier South and Pier North. But like I said, you can only access that area. It's better to access that. You can access the area anytime, but just to let you know, it's always going to be level 30 or 34 depending on your world tier. And also, once you become level 30, you're able to change your world tier. So the only way for you to get higher gear is to change your world tier. So now, if you go to a world tier number 2, now your gear is going to start dropping 182 to 203. And then, you got to start fighting enemies that are going to be like level 34, or, and then you might get enemies that are like level 40, stuff like that. So people invest in this game a lot to play the DLCs and also get better exotic gear. But, the exotic gear is only really good once you turn level 23. I mean, once you turn level 30, level 30.
Take a look.
Let me see what this guy did. Do I have any encrypted stuff today? You don't have, I have no cipher keys. That's too bad. Yeah, but when you get cipher keys to unlock encrypted caches, you unlock exotic or superior or just lower tier cosmetics, emotes, anything for appearance. I don't know if I have any backpack skins. No, I don't. You don't unlock any backpack skins. You have to buy. You have to buy the skins, and then operator outfit, mercenary outfit. I've never seen this one. Where's freelancer outfit? What's that? No, they don't even show you what it looks like. Anyway, special equipment vendor. Here we go. Over here, as you can see, you get you're able to use this currency, the Phoenix. This is called a Phoenix currency. Over here in Camp Clan, you unlock a thing for bounties. So when you unlock bounties and you finish off the bounties, which is more endgame stuff, if you want to invest in, you get the currency, the Phoenix currency coins. So with the Phoenix currency coins, you're able to get more stuff. Let's see if there's anything for like my small barrel here. Angel grip red, small underline barrel, 200. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, Sheriff.
Don't be shy.
Let's see notes for this weapon.
Oh, look who it is.
That's for the angel grip. I already got the laser sights, so I'm good on that. Actually, I could take that one.
Yeah.
Maybe I could switch it.
Hey, anything you're looking for?
I'm gonna go back to.
Keep doing that hero thing, you hear me?
Yeah, so let me go here. Let me try this. Red.
Freezing out here.
Hey,
No, you're weak.
Oh, look who it is.
No.
Whatever you brought back from Abel's, Dr. Candle is all over it. Freezing out here.
come take a look.
Keep doing that hero thing, you hear me? So freaking boring. Freezing out here.
Best gear for the streets, right here.
Good work saving the power plant.
Look at
We'd have been
that.
screwed.
End up getting a big deal after all.
God damn.
And now, since that one was obsolete, I
Doing
just
that hero
delete.
thing, you hear me?
And also, once you level up in the post game over here, you got caches. So basically, anything you do, like side missions or like what do you call it? Any type of events you do in the game, it just catapults your leveling up like crazy. Especially when you work in the group. The more people you have in the group, the more experience you get. So let's see what I got. Okay, looking good so far. Oh, and I got Phoenix credits. Alright, so let's see our gear.
Freaking boring.
This is not good gear here, guys.
Been buzzing since you got back from the train yard.
Lower level gear. And I'll show you over here too, guys. So, if you see over here on the right side, it says 284, that's my score. And then you always want the score to be higher than this. Even though this thing says 1974, yeah, it says it's going to give me greater firepower. But look at the other stats, it's just hurting my other stats pretty bad. The way I had my gear set up, regardless of giving myself a high skill power and high firepower, it gave me a lot of good stamina with the build I had. So I'm grateful for that. So take away that. Let's see what weapons I was able to get. Did I get any better weapons this time? No, I actually got something that's the same level as my AK-74. So this is a submachine gun. This almost made the cut though.
Oh, look who it is.
Even though this has a higher firepower, it still has a lower score.
Nice work bringing back that stuff from Abel's for Dr. K.
So you don't want the score to be low. You always want it to be higher than this, regardless of. See, if you had a better submachine gun than the one I modded, you wanted a better, higher score of the weapon you want to get. Not only that it has a higher score, but it's going to be higher stats than what your current weapon has with the mods. Obviously, without the mods, it's going to be higher, but not by much. But with this, if you're able to get, if I were able to get something like level 300 or 290, it's also going to be way better stats and all that stuff. So let me just get rid of this here. So that's what I do. It's like what I do with a lot of these stats and stuff. If I have equipment that's obsolete, I just turn them into parts so I can reconstruct new stuff. Small caliber Osprey.
Oh, look who it is.
Let's see if I could use this for something. And this one you acquire mods. So right now, seems like all my weapons have mods. Let's see if I can make this weapon a little bit better with the muzzle. So muzzle large. So right now I have the critical suppressor. I have the SR suppressor. So every time you have a mod for your weapon, always look at the gray bar on the left. It says which mod you have currently on your weapon. If you touch any of these other mods, you gotta mismatch your mods, and it's not gonna be good. So let me see if I have mods I could switch over here. Maybe it's for a submachine gun. Yeah, sorry, submachine gun. See, this one's already equipped. This one's already equipped. This one is already equipped to my weapon, and let's see if this one's better. So no, this one is not better. Well, you know what? I'm not gonna dismantle the mod because I have my other friend, Jimmy,
That
who's
refugee
currently
camp
playing
could train you on
Division 2.
shields.
He's gonna
At least they're getting
eventually want to
medical
play
help now.
Division 1. I'm just gonna put my mod here. Set it to stash, and whenever we get to hang out and play in our session, I'll be able to give him all the gear, all this gear, so he can customize it himself along with the mods. And who else we got here? Oh, a weekly HTV officer.
Sorry, Agent. Nothing.
So she's the person that will give you the targets that the high value targets who are your bounties. So she is your bounty person here in Camp Clinton. So as you can see, the more crazier high risk targets you get, the more Phoenix coins you get. And this goes weekly. So this refreshes every 20, depending on the hours, the time period. So once you finish these guys, once you are eliminating these targets, it's guaranteed that you're gonna get new targets next week if you're able to finish everything before the week is over. And it's a lot easier if you have all these targets. If you play with a team of 3 people or 4, if you can get at least one person on your team, that's great. If you can get 3 or 4 people, you can knock out these high value targets like nothing. Because if you get a lot of people, there are called sweaties, folks that like to play video games all the time, certain game all the time. You're not gonna have any issue with these guys. Special blueprints vendor. Also, you also get special blueprint vendor. So you can use your Phoenix coins for special blueprints. So these are good. These are blueprint parts over here for your high-end weapons. And I'm pretty sure you might be able to. Oh, you get also for classified weapons. So you also get classified gear as well. So this is to manufacture and craft for equipment back at your base of operations, or any of this. You can also do that in any of the other safe houses. And then you also have your recalibration system. Recalibration helps you basically if you want to alternate different traits for your weapons, you could do that. Let's see for example this one. See, like you could roll talent. And we have weapon kits. So with weapon kits, that is the cost of your to recalibrate, but you also need to use Phoenix credits as well. So if you want to do, like I said, like all those Phoenix, those high-end weekly bounties, and rack up on credits, and then if you want to roll a weapon to see what type of traits and stuff that you want on it, to get rid of a trait that you don't like. Okay. So killing a target increases your health by 6%. So that's a trait that you won't want to pick. Adept using the skill increases your critical chance by 7, almost 8% for 15 seconds. I could change that trait for something probably better. A determined talent. Killing a target reduces whole skill cooldowns by 8%. That is something you want to keep. If I'm able to get an adept talent where I could lower my cooldown or have like more, maybe if I have more attack power for per enemy I defeated, then you have something more reliable. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go to the Navy. Oh wow, this one is going to cost a lot of credits. You don't have enough resources. Wow. This is to level up your stuff. And mind you, I don't have, I'm not, you know, I don't use a lot of money to, I'm not gonna use my funds to blow on stuff that is not needed. And also in Camp Clan, like I said, since it's a safe house, you have to craft your equipment. So as you're leveling up, so like I said, get as many blueprints as you possibly can. I remember you can't acquire these type of stuff until you're like level 30. So if it tells you that, hey, you're going to be level 30 to use this equipment, you can still craft the equipment, but you can't use it until you're level 30. All right. If you could, God bless you. But you know, all these other equipment right here, yeah, exactly. So you can't use this stuff till level 30. So all this other stuff over here, if you're at least level 25, or you know, or let's say you acquired some blueprints, higher blueprints, and you're between level, let's say you're level 28 and you're like level 24. If you're able to see if you want to use a light machine gun, maybe a revolver, a shotgun, a submachine gun, an assault rifle, and all that stuff. If you're okay with using those weapons until you get a stronger weapon, once you get a higher level, go about it.
God damn.
But over here, you could craft all different sort of stuff. Like I said, you could also craft what you call materials for yourself as well. You could use lower end materials to craft higher end materials, as you could see. So remember all the tech. Oh, and also for this crafting station, you need to get division tech. Where you get division tech at? The dark zone. So you get division tech. But the dark zone, weapon parts. This is like universal stuff. Weapon parts you get from just regular caches. All this stuff. So anything that you see that's division tech, it's gonna be dark zone. And every time you want to get something for your blueprint, if it's something high end, so let's say if you want this pistol, it's gonna tell you what's needed. It's gonna need 5 of those weapon parts, 5 of those high-end weapon parts, and 3 of the high-end tools to craft this weapon. So I'll show you. There you go. Confirm.
Keep doing that hero thing.
And let's see if it's even worth to have. No, it's not, because it's a 180 and this is 178. So you could, well, I could put this back in the stash too, so my buddy Jimmy can have this weapon whenever he feels like finishing the rest of Division 1. He's like, I think, barely in single digits now. Inventory. Census stash. Alright, so that concludes this part of the level 30 safe house.
Warning. Now we're exiting the safe area.
Which is more in-game and also in-game material. So I highly suggest, if you're going to use something of a turret in the beginning of the game, more before you get to the end of the game. By the time you get to the end of the game, you'll be smart enough to be strategic to use the flamethrower turret, especially when you're overwhelmed by a lot of people. And you have to put the flamethrower turret at a reasonable distance, because if you got to put the flamethrower turret and you're by yourself, I highly suggest you do it if you put this, let's say, you put it right here behind you, right? You put it here behind you. What happens all the time is you're always going to be fighting villains that are going to try to kill you. Oh, look at that. Ironically, since I brought that up, this happens. It looks like I unlock a cosmetic.
All right, I got this.
This guy's not going to stop shooting. So also, a problem is once they see your turret, they're going to be smart enough to know who to shoot. But since I got my sight and my firepower is reasonable, took him out just like that. So what you always want to do is you always want to have your turret, like I said, in a blind spot. You always want to put it in some type of blind spot and be right here, because I guarantee you if you're in some type of warehouse or people are spawning behind you, you're gonna be busy doing this. You're gonna be you're gonna be using your sights. You're gonna see no one coming, see no one coming, ambushing you. And if you use your left analog controller when you're holding L2 with your weapon, aiming at the weapon, aiming at the enemy, you're gonna switch left or right perspectives. This helped out a lot when you're hiding behind cover, especially behind a bus. But even though you're hiding behind a bus, doesn't always guarantee you safety, because you can still get swarmed by multiple enemies, and you can have an enemy right here shooting you like this, and it's going to take you a while from here to get more cover, just so someone, a schmuck here, runs over here and tries to shoot you, and you have to take him down. But you have to stay here somewhere in the middle, so you're not exposed, and shoot him down. And then there might be another enemy here, another enemy there, slowly walking around here, and now I have to like kind of look back and like pop this guy who was just shooting me when I was here. And also, like I said, I would say if you want to be preemptive on using your support station when you're engaging the enemy, especially if it has a high radius, like let me tell you, when you first use this support station, the radius, it doesn't go as might go as far as this luggage, like right here might be where I'm standing. But like now you see how far it actually goes once I maxed out those stats, the mods, and all that stuff, the build. So, you know, what I would say is discover, you know, do a lot of sandboxing yourself, discover what works for you, but most importantly, max out those perks and your skill. And also, since I have a long duration with my support station, you can see how it's slowly going down. Like the support station lasts a while. So what you want to do is, if you want to be preemptive on your attacks and all that stuff, you know, shoot a couple of people here and there. They might be giving you some help. If there's like 8 people, you take out like maybe 2 to 3, and you're definitely getting DPS'd or definitely get injured. Run away, do this, and heal, right? Sometimes it might bait the person coming down, and he might shoot the support station before he shoots you. They will always shoot anything that will support your, you know, anything that supports you in combat. They'll shoot your turret, they'll shoot your support station, including yourself if you have another person flanking you. So, just make sure if they're going to start shooting that, you always want to protect your station anyway, or your equipment, because if you rely on a skill build, such as I do, you don't want to get compromised. And like I said, finding cover as well, try to peek out as much as you can to get cover. So if you find cover here, use the right analog to see where, for instance, X on the PlayStation, where you could get cover. And for you to get more cover, make sure you hold down on the button. So over here, you hold down and do that. The cool thing about this is you can cancel at any time when you're in cover. So let's say I want to go here, and then there's a lot more enemies coming down. You stop holding the button. You're like, no, you pump the brakes and you kind of like shoot. Or if you want to, if there's overwhelming odds, you throw a grenade and you run away. You press X to do the recovery roll. Do that, and you kind of like rinse and repeat with the station and mow down your enemies. And then if they're also still coming after you, you could be strategic if they're going to be a certain amount of distance, or if you have guys running with baseball bats or whatever, you can put it in front of you. Or like I said, I always put the flamethrower behind me because there's always going to be people. There's always going to be people doing the chicken shit tactics of attacking you from behind. Let's see what I got. So shell jacket purple. I'll take it. And then, of course, like I said, any piece of equipment that you see around that's highlighted, like a backpack, a tough box, something, a small box from a store. You get to go to different apartment buildings as well. Just loot anything you can. Loot everything you can. I mean, you are no different than the Marauders, or like basically what the villains here are called, the hyenas are part 2. Or here is the Rikers. So there's a gang called the Rikers here in New York because they escaped Rikers Island. They're prisoners that escaped Rikers Island. There's a private militia group called the Last Man Battalion. They're like an extremist, conservative, like Despoto military. They kill men, women, and children, or detain them, kind of like modern day ICE. And you have look what we got there. See, I can run away, play possum.
Take them out one at a time.
And that's the end of that. Look at that, I didn't have to waste a bullet. It's all about finding the right time and place to use the equipment that you have for yourself. And what I really like about the combat and the interaction with the players, or the NPCs, that it feels very organic, as it would in some type of dystopia like this. What I also don't like is I hate when I see stuff like this, and especially like in PlayStation 1 games, any type of older generation games where they have like the lock and chain and you can't destroy it and open up the doors or gates. It drives me insane. But in Division 2, you don't have that problem. But it's always like the same bike lock. It's basically a glorified bike lock that locks the gates that you shoot and open. But it's pretty cool because it gives you a perspective of exploring and also being more intimate with the missions that you're doing to like rescue people or gain intel, or just accomplish certain side missions or raids. Now, they also have raids. I don't know if they have raids in this game. I haven't done anything like that here, but I know in the second game you have clans and you have raids. And also one of my other friends from California, and he lives in LA, and I lived in Santa Barbara when we met. But he's really excited to probably do a raid maybe today or sometime this weekend. So as you can see here, it looks like. Is there any trouble here? No. That's a, we have JTF here. Oh, wait. Shot us. Oh, we got someone on the top of the roof. That's alright.
More trouble. Crap.
Keep your cool. That one was too close. That's gonna leave a mark.
So usually if there's civilians and all that stuff, you want to help them out.
You know what's
And,
going
but what I really like about the civilians, well, mostly the JTF soldiers, they cheer you on, and also they'll help you fight these guys. Sometimes they have health bars themselves. They could die in combat, and other times they really don't have health bars. They'll just if you find these guys in the right place in the right time, while you're fighting like 6 people, use them as a distraction if you want to run away, or if you want to join them in the fight. There's a lot of times where you have side missions where you have to like join them in the fight, so you can liberate the area, and then it counts as a side mission, and you don't have to ever do it again. Look at these schmucks. Take your shot. Don't take your shot against me. Yeah, these guys. Also, when the tough gets going, once these guys start dwindling down in numbers, they love to run away. Oh, look at that. So, is he gonna run away? Let's see if he runs away or he tries to fight. Gonna run away? No, he wants to fight. Miraculously, the first person who hasn't ran away from me in the entire game. The last man standing. Anyway. Let's see what else is going on. Well, as you can see, earlier I was walking during the morning. Now it's nighttime, and it's snowing. Like I said, you also get from time to time you get snowstorm blizzards, where the whole screen looks white. It's very aggressive snowstorm, and then you're gonna have to use your turret or have your indicators letting you know that hey, you're running into enemies. Other thing that I also hate about the game, I really hate the radar system. The radar system sucks. Maybe that's why they have like the pulse option for your skills, so it lets you know where enemies are highlighted and all that stuff. But even when I'm undercover and I'm shooting and I'm looking at my radar, like hey, there's activity in the front, all that stuff, you have a lot of these guys coming from behind just trying to swing at you with the damn bats, or just trying to shoot you with the pistols or assault rifles or whatnot. And then I have to like always roll around, run. Luckily, I catch it ahead of time, and I just like do a recovery roll and start shooting them if they're like literally in front of me like this. Yeah, it's annoying, but that's why I said like it's always good to have a turret or any type of equipment you're trying to use to make sure you're covered, just in case you're not playing multiplayer. Because you're gonna learn a lot from your mistakes in this game. You're gonna become more creative. By the time you become level 30 and have the better or best equipment you could possibly obtain, you're already gonna be dropping these guys like a bad habit. Like you're gonna be like literally gonna be a one-man army, and then if you get anyone else to join you in playing the division, then you help them out. See, so this is what I'm talking about. You have like what I like about this game is you have like little indicators over here telling you like hey, there's places that you could loot and search. So you can see like over here were little encampments for the homeless or those that lost their homes. So over here you can search. And what do I get? So I'm full of what? What do I get here? What's full? I think it's medical supplies, yeah. So it's probably medical supplies or grenades. So, you know, once you're filled with that, or also if you restock at safe houses, they most of the time they will also restock on your grenades and stuff. But most of the time, you'll eliminate a lot of enemies or go through other loot crates to just check out your stuff. So if anything, let's go check out one of the other safe houses real quick. You got post office, nah. Cavern, nah. The meat locker, I don't remember that one. Madison stand, what's that? I don't know. Well, I can show you, I think Murray Hill. Murray Hill, well, Firewall. Firewall is the office. Got the office over here. One of my favorite ones is the loft. I always want to own a loft for like no reason. If I like won the lottery, you could customize the loft any way you want. But over here is pretty cool with the thing here. Also, every time you unlock a safe house, you always want to talk to the person of operations here. They give you basically all the encounters and side quests for you to address for the sector, and then you always want to hold square for just the game content, like the storyline content. So when you first discover a place, you always want to hold square and you read the entire map, and then your map will then be highlighted with all the side missions and encounters in the game. So now, like for instance, this one over here says search and destroy. This is end game content. So for end game content, these get recycled all the time. So every time you're finished with a search and destroy mission, yes, you get experience points and all that stuff, but then they're replayable, which I don't like, because if I see stuff like this, I like to see stuff that once you're done with it, then it's over. You know, this is like one of those things where like, oh yeah, you know what, I could live without that. And we got Southpaw. We'll say there's Murray Hill here. Oh, you got the Ward. Oh yeah, the last call is pretty cool one over here. So last call. Yeah, last call over here is a bar.
Best gear for the streets, right here.
So you got this place that was a bar. Over here in the Gramercy area, not far from Union Square. So also, what I was going to let you know too, whether you're climbing a ladder or a particular place, because there's going to be safe houses, they're going to be on rooftops, on buildings and whatnot, or on the ground level. So, or even the sewer, there's going to be safe houses in the sewer as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to always see this arrowhead emblem is going to point you to the direction of the safe house, and then you got to see your division circle symbol. See how you have your division circle symbol on your backpack and all your comms. So you see that circle right there, and then you're gonna go through, and then go down.
Now entering a safe area.
And then you're always gonna have a guard in front here. He's always like chilling, hanging out, and then you're gonna open up the door. And see, like, so this guy, he just walked out. And he's that one player. He's in his own game, and I think you can recruit characters if you talk to them here. So invite to group, yeah. So you can nearby agents invite to group, stuff like that. So you can invite them in the what you call the safe houses and all that stuff. And in Division 2. You could invite them on the fly from your social. It's whoever is on the server. But yeah, but that's pretty much it, guys. So, you know, everyone here has their own customized character. My character is definitely inspired by Revolver Ocelot and my own style of clothing. Alright, guys. So don't forget to keep on gaming, and this ends the conclusion of my second part of the review. Keep on gaming.